Anyway, let's get started. So our second lesson of pupil voice. So you asked me for dividing and percentages to revisit those aspects of our learning. So we're going to look at those when we're going to percentages. I'm going to take you through a little bit of new learning as well. So I'm hoping that works out fine. And then we've got a quiz, and our quiz will be around everything that we've learned over the last 5 weeks, so that you've got nothing to worry about because you should just know all the answers. Right, so today's learning outcomes. We have to understand division as sharing equally. So when we divide, we share something equally. And we have to apply division and multiplication skills. Oh, don't be sad, Cole. It's only the last lesson of this half term. We'll be back after half term. It's just we wish we were back in the classroom with you rather than still doing live lessons. Good morning, Rihanna. Good morning, Atmar. Oh, sorry, so I got sidetracked there. Right, to apply division and multiplication skills to find a percentage and to be able to recall our previous learning. So keeping our brains nice and busy. So our previous learning, what did we learn and what you will need to know today? That division is the inverse of multiplication. That means that when you divide a number by another number, you can check it by using, good morning, Rihanna, you can use it by using multiplication. So you can check your answer using multiplication, and if it should then all work out the same. I'm getting myself in a muddle this morning. Let's start again. Division is the inverse of multiplication. It means it's the opposite, so that when you divide two numbers, you can check that answer using multiplication. So, and you vice versa for multiplication. Multiplication is the inverse of division. We need to know and remember that percent means part of 100. And how to round, multiply, divide, add, subtract, and problem solve. Those are all the skills that we've concentrated on this half term, and it makes it seem like we've covered such a lot, and I think maybe we have. So let's have a look. We've previously learned that when we divide, we will share equally between number, and that sometimes there is a remainder. So let's go through a division calculation without a remainder. They're usually the easy one. So I'm going to look at 1,472 divided by 4. So I'm using the short division method, the bus shelter or the bus stop method. And I know, oh, I need my pointer for this. I know that my bus shelter isn't entirely accurate, but it was an easier way to create one. So I have 4, the number I am dividing between on the outside of my bus shelter. The number that I am dividing by 4 goes inside the bus shelter. So 1 divided by 4, I can't do it. When I'm working with whole numbers, I can actually divide 1 by 4 if I am using fractions or decimals, but in this instance, we're not. So we say that 1 cannot be divided by 4. Hi, Amy Lee. I can see your comment, yes. So 1 divided by 4 for this instance, I cannot do that. So 0 goes at the top of my bus shelter. And then I haven't used any of this 1, so I need to carry it across. So now I have got 14. Can I divide 14 between 4? Yes, I can. And I can check that using my 4 times table. So I can count in 4s, 4, 8, 12, 16. If I get to 16, I've gone beyond 14. So I cannot say 14 divided by 4 is 4. So 14 divided by 4, 4, 8, 12. 12 is the closest I can get which is 3 times 4. So then 3 goes here above the 4 on my first shelter. So now I've used these numbers, so I'm going over to here. 7. Oh, can I do that? No, I've got the remainder, haven't I? So 4, 8, 12. So my remainder, the difference between 14 and 12 is 2. So now I have 27. 27 divided by 4. I can say how many times does 4 go into 27, so that starts counting in my 4 times table. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. And that's as close as I'm going to get. So I know that is 6 times. So 27 divided by 4 is 6 times. And the difference between 27 and 24 is, of course, 3. So now I've got 32 divided by 4. I know my 4 times table, so I know that 8 times 4 is 32. So it is 8, and I have no remainder. So 1,472 divided by 4 is 368. Good morning, Demi. I'm good, thank you. Hope you are. Okay, so that's how we divide without a remainder. We've got nothing left over. We've managed to divide 1,472 by 4 equally. So I'm going straight over to you because this is a revisit. I am going straight over to you today. So I would like you to complete 1,386 divided by 6. Oh, good morning, Safi. Good morning, John Paul. We are just dividing that remainder. Just want to check that, Amy. Well done, Atmar. Oh, that's it, Amy. Well done. Oh, just check that, Amy Lee, for me, please. Well done, Lexi. Well done, Sky. Have I said good morning to you, Sky? Good morning if I haven't. Good morning, Summer. And you, if I haven't said good morning. Isla, well done. Well done, John Paul. Well done, Caris. Good morning if I haven't said good morning to you. So let's have a look then. So again, I've got 1. 1 divided by 6, I can't do. So I'm going to carry my 1 and I've got 13. 13 divided by 6, I know my 6 times table. So I know that's 2. 2 times 6 is 12. And the difference between 12 and 13 is 1. So I then carry the 1 across. So now I have 18. 18 divided by 6, 6, 12, 18, 3 times exactly. And I don't have a remainder to carry across here. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. And hopefully that will come up. So 1,386 divided by 6 equals 281. Well done, Amy. Amy Lee, sorry. So let's have a look again at what we've previously learned. That when we divide, we share equally between a number, and sometimes there's a remainder, some left over that we can't divide. But your remainder should be always be less than the number you are dividing between. So if you're dividing between 4, you can't have a remainder of 5, 6, or 7. You can have a remainder of 1, 2, or 3, but you can't have a remainder that's greater than the number you are dividing between. So 433 divided by 5. Okay, so I'm going to talk us through this because I know some of you have got this and you understand completely, but some of you asked for me to go over it again, so I'm going to do the talk bit slowly and then I'll go over to you. So 4 divided by 5, I can't do, so 0. And I'm going to carry my 4 across. So I know my 5 times table, but if I don't, then I can use my fingers or however I want to work it out. So 43 divided by 5. So I'm going to count in 5s and get as close to 43 as I can. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 45 is too many. What comes before that? 40. Okay, so that's 8 times. That was 8 times. Now the difference between 40 and 43, that's like counting on from 40 to 43, or counting back from 43 to 40. So 40, 41, 42, 43. So I've got a remainder of 3. 33 divided by 5. Again, I know my 5 times table, as I'm hopeful that you do as well. So I know that 6 times 5, 6 lots of 5 make 30. And you see how I'm using the inverse? I'm using multiplication to help me with my division. So I've got 6 5s. I might just check that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30. Okay, so that gives me 6. And the difference between 30 and 33 give me my remainder. So my remainder is 3. So 433 divided by 5 equals 86 remainder 3. Okay, so I'm going to pass this straight over to you. Calculate the following. 867 divided by 9. Well done, Amy. First in there, well done. Well done, Atmol. Well done, Summer. Well done, Isla. Oh, just check that, John Paul. Well done, Cole. Well, actually, Aya, can you just check yours, please? The screen. I've missed an eye test whilst we've been in lockdown. Oh, Emily, check that for me, please. Well done, Lexi. Well done, Maisie. Right, let's go through it together then. 8 divided by 9. I can't do that. So I am going to 0 and I'm going to carry the 8. 9's into 86. Go 9. 9 nines are 81. So the difference between 81 and 86 should give me 5 to carry. And then 57 divided by 9 should give me 6. 6 times 9 is 54. The difference between 54 and 57 is a remainder of 3. So 867 divided by 9 equals 96, remainder 3. I hope that's helped you, and it is a quick whistle-stop tour today because we're going on to percentages now. And of course, we've got our quiz at the end of the learning session. Well done, John Paul. So let's have a look. Percentages. Okay, so we're moving on to percentages. What we have previously learned, we've learned that percentage means per 100. And we find the percentage by first finding 10% because that's the easiest way to find a percentage, unless of course it's 8 or 9%, and then we'll look into that. So let's find 10% of 180. I know that the first thing I have to do is divide 180 by 10 because I'm finding 10% of 180. So I divide my amount by the percentage. And I'm going to move one place value to the right. And I'm moving place value because once I've got that into my head and we've revisited multiplying by 10, 100 and 1,000. So I know that if I'm dividing by 10, I move everything one place value to the right. And so that makes the division quite a lot easier for me. So I know that if I move everything one place value, it becomes 18. And of course, I don't need the 0 because 0 is our placeholder. So 10% of 180 equals 18. So I've found 10%, and that is the easiest way. You could always use the bush out method that we've just looked at. But if you can get into the habit of knowing that it's 10% is fine, is dividing by 10, and move one place value to the right, it will really make finding percentages a lot easier for you. So I am going straight over to you with this one. Find 10% of 960 for me, please. Thank you, Cole, got there before me. Isla, well done. In first, there's Summer, Atmel, Amy, E. But it's not 96%. Don't write down the percent symbol in your answer, please. John Paul, Alex J, well done. Alex C, that is well done. Maisie, Lexi, well done. See, finding 10% is really quite easy. So step one, you divide 960 between 10. Step two, the calculation, move one place value to the right. So 960, move one place value to the right, gives you 96. 10% of 960 is 96. Well done, Caris and Cole. And I'm not sure whether I said Maisie. So well done. So finding 10% is really, really easy. And you know how I always tell you that it's important to make these mathematical connections when you're learning. And that's why if you understand dividing by 10, 100 and 1,000, it helps you everywhere, because as soon as you get to percentage, it works out it makes finding 10% so much easier. So stepping it up, we're going to learn something new. What if a question asks me to find 35% of an amount? Something new that I've come across. We've found multiples of tens percent, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, but we haven't quite found one with a 5% in it. So I really want you to listen here. I'm going to take you through one, then we're going to do one together, and then you're going to have a go of finding one on your own. Because you might be asked to find 35, 45, 95, 65, 51, 32% of a number. But for today, we're just going to keep it as a 5% in our units column. So what do you think I need to do first? What do you think in this task? I don't want a answering that. I want you to try and work it out. But knowing what we know about percentages and what we've already learned, what do you think I need to do first? Find 35% of 200. What do I need to do first? Over to you. Excellent, Isla, thank you. Well done. Anyone else? Excellent, Summer, well done. Amy, well done. Lexi, think about that. What have we previously learned? What's the simplest thing to do first? Using all of those math skills that we have. Okay, so for those of you, correct. I need to find 10% first. So before I do anything else, I ignore the 35% and find 10%, because I know that I can do that very, very easily. So I've calculated 10% as 20 because I divided 200 by 10 and I got 20 as my 10%, moving everything place value to the right. So what do I do next? I've found 10%. So what do I do next? From our learning, what can you remember that I need to do next? Because 10% is one lot of the amount. 30, but I need to find 30%. So what do I need to do to find 30% of 200? Oh gosh, Amy, well done. You were in there before I even had a chance to finish the question, I think. That is correct. Oh, I know I'm not finding the 5% yet. I've only found 10% and I need 35%. We're ignoring the 5 for now. We're thinking of the finding what we need to do to get the easier percentage first. Times by 3 to get 30%. You are correct, Summer. Well done to the children who got that right. Correct. 3 times 20, because 3 is 3 lots of 10%. And I need 3 lots of 10% to make 30%. So 3 times 20 is 60. So that is equal to 30%. So I found my 30%. Now I've got to find the 5, and this is a new bit for us. Okay, I still have 5% to find to make the calculation correct. So basically what I've done is I have taken my 35%, I've put the 5 to one side for a moment and concentrated on the 30%. 30%, I then found 10% first because that's easily done. And then I've multiplied it by 3 because 10% is one lot of the amount. But I want 30%, so I want 3 lots of the amount. So now I'm going to bring the 5% back into the calculation. It's a bit more tricky to find 5%. So I'm going to divide the 10%, the 20 that I've already calculated, by 2. Okay, because 5 is half of 10. So 5% is half of 10%. And Amy's getting there before me. Here goes. So 20 divided by 2 equals 10. So I then have to add that on to the 60, which was the 30% that I found earlier. 60 plus 10 is 70. So 35% of 200 is 70. Okay. It might sound a bit confusing, but it isn't really. It's just using steps, easier steps to get to the answer in the end. So we're going to do the next one together. Oh, I've got a key. We're going to work through 45,000 of 45,000, 45% of 120. Okay, so find 10%. 120 divided by 10. Do that for me, please. I'm expecting lots of answers to shoot up very, very quickly because this shouldn't take us too long. Well done, Isla. In there first with the correct answer. Well done, Amy. Well done, Summer. Well done, Lexi. Okay, so correct, 12. It is 12. So I've found 10%. So I've now got to multiply that 12 by 4 because we need 40%. Okay, and 4 is 4 times 10%. Okay, so multiply 12 by 4 for me. See who can be fastest finger. Isla is just edging it at the moment. See if anyone is ready to knock off the top spot. Or just check that coal. Amy, well done. Isla just in there after Amy. She got there just before you. Oh, check that, John Paul. 4 times 12. Well done, Maisie. 48. 12 times 4 is 48. Okay. Then I've got to divide 12 between 2. Good morning, Jude. I've got to divide 12 between 2, the initial 12, the 10%, between 2 to find 5%. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. 12 divided by 2. Excellent, Caris, well done. Divided by 2. I'm waiting for this stream of answers. Who's going to be first? Isla, well done. Maisie, well done. In there second, Maisie, well done. John Paul, be careful. I don't know whether you've pressed too many times and in your eagerness to get in there. But just check that for me, because we've only got 12, and when we divide, our answer must always be less than we started with. Come on, you sleepyheads. 12 divided by 2. Half of 12. 30 seconds. Some of you have come out with the answer, but I haven't got there yet. We're doing it step by step. It's a listen icon, so well done. It is 6. Okay, so then I've got to add my 5% to my 40%. So 48 add 6, and some of you have rushed ahead with the answer. That's right, John Paul. Some of you have rushed ahead with the answer already, but we are doing this step by step. So the answer, please. 48 add 6. Amy, well done, but don't use the percentage, because the percent is in finding the amount, but the amount should be in numerical form. So I know Summer and Cole have given me the answer already. Well done. Maisie, John Paul and Isla, well done. Maisie, you were second again. Well done. John Paul third. Isla fourth. Plus we had Cole and Summer ahead of us. Caris, well done. So 54. 54 is the answer. Okay. Right. So this is the last question before our quiz. So I'm going to put this over to you now. And I am going to get you to calculate me 25% of 160. And obviously it's a few more steps. So I'm imagining I'm going to be sitting here quietly for a few minutes. By all means, take your time. I'd rather you get it correct than rush and think you've got to be fastest finger. You haven't at all. I would rather have the correct answer from you than you rush to be fast and get the answer incorrect. So over to you. Oh, that was quick, Amy. Well done. Well done, Cole. Second there. Or you want to check that, Lexi, please? Or Alex, check that for me, please. You've only found 10%. We need to find 25%. Well done, John Paul. Oh, check that, Isla. Well done, Summer. That's the correct answer, Jude. Thank you. Excellent. Well done with the working out as well, Jude. Thank you. Well done. Emily, we're just going through what we went through on the first stage when I did it for you, and the second stage when we did it together. You have to find 25% of 160. I'll be going through the answer with you in a moment, so watch me go through the answer. So the calculation, you find 10% first. So 160 divided by 10. Well done, Caris. 160 divided by 10 is 16, but I want 20%. So 10% is 16, but I want 20%. So that's two lots of 10%. So I multiply my 16 by 2 because that's two lots of 10%. Okay, so 32. So 32 is equal to 20%. 10% equals 16. So 5% is half of 16. So 16 divided by 2 equals 8. Add 32 and 8 together, and your answer is 40. So well done. And that is a bit of a whistle stop for of that, because now it is quiz time. So get your brains switched on to fast thinking. And the quiz, I've learned something new. The quiz is comprised of 10 questions. Hopefully, we've got time. We've got time for all of the questions. So let's see how we get on. Question 1. And remember, this is all of our learning, so it's not anything new in there. There isn't a 35% or 25% or a 65%, because I think you need probably time to compute that information. What is 654 rounded to the nearest 10? And I will only accept correct answers first time. I needed to find my timer. So I think probably a minute is probably. Well done, Amy. Point for 5 BP. Well done, Summer. Point for 5 CF. Well done, John Paul. Point for 5 BP. Well done, Lexi. Well done, Sky. Well done, Jude. Jude, it's a quiz, so you don't need to do the explanation for me. Well done, Cole. Come on, 5 CF. Well, oh, Sadia, need to check that one. Well done, Maisie. Okay, so the answer I can't turn my timer off. I haven't used it on my phone before. I found out now how to do it. Okay, so 5 CF. IBP got 6 points then. Got 2. So I don't know where you all are. Question. So the answer was 650. So well done to all those correct answers. Question 2. Calculate 2,548 times 5. I'll give you longer to do that than a minute. Don't worry. That was better, Sadia, but it doesn't count because you have to have the correct answer first time. Oh, Amy, my word. That was quick. Well done, Sadia. I think some of you children are going to do me out of a job when we get back. Well done, Summer. Well done, John Paul. Well done, Sky. .30 seconds left. Oh, Carrie's so close. You've got a bit of time to check that. I understand that when it's a quiz time, it's quite easy to make a mistake because we're in a rush, but you were so close there. And time up on that question. So that was 4 points. Maisie just snuck in there before the timer went off, and 2 points to 5 CF. And our answer is 12,740. Question 3. Divide 1,256 between 8. something we've been doing today. 2 minutes. Amy, well done. You're right the first time, Amy. Summer, well done. Lexi, well done. Well done, Sadia. You need to make sure you've divided all of the number, Amy Lee. Oh, not quite, John Paul. 4 seconds. And time is up. So our answer to that question was 157. So that was 3 points to 5 BP and 1 point to 5 CF. Come on, 5 CF. Question 4. What does 367 times 100 equal? That's a nice easy one. Something we did the other day as well. Well done, Amy E. Oh, Lexi. Well done, Summer. Well done, Atmar. Oh, this is good. From 5 CF. Well done, John Paul. Well done, Jay. Excuse me. Well done, Cole. And time up on that question because it's a nice simple one. 36,700. Because it's times by 100, we move 2 place value to the left, this direction. What is 10% of 180? A nice easy one for you. Well done, Amy. Point for 5 BP. Well done, Summer. Point for 5 CF. Well done, Maisie. Cole. Atmar. Sadia. Jay, well done. Lexi, well done. And that's our time up on that question because it was, oh, well done, Amy Lee, just snuck in there. And the answer is 18. Question 6. What is 867 divided by 9? Give you a bit more time for this one because it's a division one and we need to do some working out. Oh, Amy E, there again. Point for 5 BP. Oh, let's give the points, and not point for 5 BP. Oh, Atmo, just check that. I think in your eagerness to get the answer quickly. Summer, well done. 0.45 CF. Lexi, 0.45 BP. Well done, John Paul. 30 seconds left on his question. Well done, Cole. Oh, if you missed something out, Cole, in your answer. And time up. The answer is 96 remainder 3. I know it's hard to calculate sometimes when you're against the clock. And this is supposed to be a bit of fun. So, oh, Atmo, you just snuck in there. And so did you, Maisie. So if you can't calculate fast enough, don't worry. Just make sure that you're understanding and learning. We're on question 7. We might not get many more done because we've got to go for lunch. What is 40% of 1,800? So remember to find that 10% first and then multiply it by the percentage that you need. Excellent, Cole, well done. Amy, Summer, well done. Quick off the mark, you 3, well done. Impressive work going on here. Impressive quick mental maths and jottings. Well done, Lexi. Oh, Sadia, you need to check that. Well done, Maisie. Well done, John Paul. Oh, 5 BP, you are smashing it here. Fifteen seconds on this question. And time up. Unfortunately, according to my computer, it's 13 minutes past 12, so I don't think we've got time for um, any other questions, which is a shame. But if I quickly flick through, I can get onto this screen that says thank you. Thank you all, every single one of you that has joined me in live lessons in maths. Thank you for your hard work and your answers, your good mornings and your how are yous, and for having a go, for being there, and to your parents too, because I know a lot of you wouldn't be able to access, and carers, because a lot of you wouldn't be able to access our live learning if they weren't there supporting you, helping you along the way. So that's a big thank you to all of you. I didn't actually come up with individual superstars, because I think you are all superstars. Every single one of you, um, every single one of you have been on this journey with us this half term, and you are still engaging in your learning, and that makes you a superstar. That makes you remarkable, that you are here engaging in your learning, because these aren't easy times. They are quite difficult times, and you are here and you are persevering, and some of you have got over massive difficulties with IT issues to make sure that you're in live lessons, and I can't thank you enough, and it makes mine and Miss Francois' job worthwhile, because planning these lessons does take a long time, and making the slides so that they do all the things that we need to do takes a lot of time, and the fact that you're there makes that effort worthwhile every time that we do it. So I can't thank you enough. Have a break away from schoolwork over half term. I'd like to say that I was going to try to, but I've got your reports to write. So your tasks this afternoon, lunch, 12:15 till 1. I've only set you a 7-a-day task in maths, because I think our maths brains are probably a bit frazzled today, all that information. If I'll put the slides in Classroom now, I didn't put them earlier, because if you'd have gone through them, you'd have seen all the answers to the questions that were there. So 7 a day, and if you fancy having a go at the other questions on the quiz, then please do. And then it says complete your topic work, Henry VIII and his 6 wives. And I love the lesson that I've set you today. There's an amazing song in there. It gets into your head and you just keep singing it all of the time. But learn about Henry VIII and his 6 wives, how he came to have 6 wives as well. So have a great half term, and I'm going off now to have afternoon tea with Miss Francois, courtesy of Amy and her mum. So thank you very much, and I will see you soon. Bye.